From our Media One Center studios here at number 3 Mama Street Brookfields in Freetown, it's a warm welcome to the national news here on Star Television, Channel 21. I am Yesi Ernest Hallowell. First, I'll begin with the headlines. In ensuring peace and stability during the Leone elections on Constituency 110, slated for 12 December 2020, the Office of National Security, ONS, has held an engagement with stakeholders on the need to maintain peace and security in the Waterloo Rural District.
Critical stakeholders for us to make sure this election when it comes will create the environment for women where it will be peaceful, free, and credible. I think it's the determination that
residents of Kabala town, Koinadugu district, northern Sierra Leone, have called on the government to improve the livelihood of their communities.
They beg and they preach a message of peace for let government to know say the people then are the voter in, and if we come and rescue the people then.
Forut, Sierra Leone, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation through the Non-Communicable Disease and the Mental Health Directorate, has held a national consultative meeting on alcohol control in Sierra Leone at the Hill Valley Hotel in Freetown.
But the fact is, if you abuse alcohol or you use alcohol abysmally, it can affect your health. It can affect your community.
Residents of Caribou Village, Falaba District, northern Sierra Leone, have called on President Julius Malabio for their children to also benefit from the free quality education, as there are no proper school structures in the community.
Okay, nothing. We also begin to collect government MP at the school to go before. Then we make this papa. You don't see that this what is we don't put on top. As we stick them to the school, we're not going to help by it.
Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. As a way of ensuring peace and stability during the Leone elections of Constituency 110, slated for 12 December 2020, the Office of National Security, ONS, has on Thursday, 3rd December 2020, held an engagement with stakeholders, including representatives of political parties, on the need to maintain peace and security and be able to exercise a moderating influence over their supporters in the Waterloo Rural District. Yeo Chalo has more.
Following the obstruction that took place during the previous parliamentary by-elections of Constituency 110, the Office of National Security, ONS, Abdullahi Koka, acting coordinator, has engaged All People's Congress Party and the Sierra Leone's People's Party to discuss security measures with regards to the upcoming elections. Whilst making a statement, said that the previous elections over the years have not been productive, as these elections are being obstructed either because of political intervention or description, which does not prove well for the nation. He further that these elections have been conducted using state resources.
I underscore that by saying that we have to engage the critical stakeholders for us to make sure this election when it comes will create the environment for women where it will be peaceful, free, and credible. I think it's the determination that and that is exactly what we think we can do. You see, gentlemen and ladies, the Constituency 1-1 election will not be something where not good for us as a nation. Twice now, when we conduct election, we only get somebody for a constituency. Either because of political interference, disruption, and all of the other vices we think about. All of that is a loss to the state because for one reason, these are state resources we are using to conduct those elections. So if you see we don't conclude the election, the entire fund we don't use is wasted. Similarly, so the constituency will go without a representative, which is not good. I think say this time around we are aiming to change that narrative.
The Inspector General of the Sierra Leone Police, Ibrahim Michael Sovila, in a statement said their role in the election is to create the enabling environment for those contesting an election and those who are going to vote to be satisfied that the elections are free and fair. He continued that once you have voted, you should go home.
The environment for the people then when they go vote, the candidates then and the contestants so that they get a clear, free state of mind so that they can go vote. Everybody knows it's a law police neither in charge of state security internally. This 9 May don't get meeting with the policemen will try for re-educate them within our role and electioneering process. We government public security that are doing centers and protect the neck staff and the materials that I will talk also. We therefore ensure general provision, maintenance of security and the personnel with the materials during the voting. After the voting, we therefore ensure that the people that demand a line for go vote. When you don't vote, you go home. Trust the process. Trust NEC. Trust PPRC. Trust the police.
The National Electoral Commissioner, Mohamed Kone, outlined the preparedness of NEC towards the upcoming elections.
I'm glad when the IT law say on the 12th na holiday because they conduct elections. So that means everybody therefore go about in business. The only people that will get business on the 12th are the one that will contest and the one that will register at that constituency. And the one that will therefore go observe or represent the political parties or organizations. We don't prepare documents and where they guide the one that when they go observe, we don't prepare these documents where they guide, we staff them as well. We want all the political parties and when they contest, let them make this book, we will be there, make them make it available so they can staff them. We also don't volunteer, say, we will even volunteer for all of the party offices for train the observers. The reason is, the understanding is that the last election, small thing that happened, which triggered the whole violence. When we use staff there, or the one that we responsible for control the process, the decision varies from one level to another. It will create suspicion. So I therefore address, we use staff there in the first place that the decisions they therefore use, therefore be guided by what's inside this book.
Reporting for Star TV News, compiled by Baisheka Conte and read by Yero Jallo.
Residents and business community of Kabala Town, Koinadugu District, Northern Sierra Leone, have called on the government of Sierra Leone and non-governmental organizations to improve the livelihood of their communities. George Elliott Sam has more.
To strengthen the capacity of local communities through sustainable, equitable, and inclusive community-led socio-economic development intervention, residents and business community of Kabala Town have called on the government and non-other governmental organizations to improve the livelihood of their communities. While speaking to Star Television in an interview, residents described their current condition as poor and marginalized. In this, they are calling on the government to urgently address their livelihoods and economic needs, which are to promote, protect, and defend their fundamental right, create space for their communities in which they will have the opportunity to participate and develop their full potentials.
Actually, I'm not going to hide the faith. For now, things stop because I deal with the people. Everybody knows say Kelly deal with the youths, then the youths they love me. I get more pressure now because many people they grumble, things hard. More this past months we don't come. You know, the people them, the grassroots people them, they really they crumble, they suffer. So we debate and they preach a message of peace for let government know say the people then are the voter in, and if we come and rescue the people then. Because not everybody know what they happen at the parliament. But the grassroots people, for a nation for successful and sweet and become good in our society, na food security. So I beg the government, let you go cater for the grassroots people, the farmers, the villagers, the people that we don't know how the government system they run yonder. Waiting them here and how they go come, then buy them one bag rice, then buy them sugar, then daily bread, and then they think of. But please, this message let reach Mr. President, when our all president, the president of the Republic of this country say how things they go so hard. You know, food is very, very hard, difficult. And one message we go give them, the traders them, you know, the need for penetrate to the traders union. You know, please, if you see things difficult so, at time dollar they go up. But even with the traders then we get problem. Where dollar come down, waiting at the right of the traders then. Let we get price control, let we get price system in this country, but you know they
tell the power they watch we face. Let the power first way at least let we able to engage. Imagine now, why they doing at this, you know, this television. Me now a graduate of Northern Polytech, I get a certificate up till now and I get a job. I feel ED from since 2018 November up till now, but I not do a job yet. Always they push at X. We expect this November we pass, so we get something. But then we never get nothing. There's still a patient. Now with the patient. But we are let the power able cost down the license for we done. At least what they are, you no go thief, we no go down, we no go put yourself and click business.
All me, I go tell what take it for the life. But business not too easy. For me, not Kabala now.
When you say business not too easy, waiting at me.
Well, the business right now, what we do now, like we loan money from the after we go to us, because we don't send, we pay. We don't get money from we sell food to do business throughout. Once we go trust, beef, to them butcher man then, particularly me, they are can sell money thing, I go give them the money, and get what they get inside it. We have to.
So waiting will be your message. What's not the message you want for give to government?
Well, really, me message to the government. Government really get for help with the businessman in particular. And for all, even light business, Kabala now will not get light. Pass to learn for ice block, followed by ice block, follow coal, water, then follow cut fast with. It's not easy for we at all. The government get for people for anything.
Reporting for Star Television, I am George Elliott Sam.
Forut, Sierra Leone, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation through the Non-Communicable Disease and the Mental Health Directorate, have on Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020, held a national consultative meeting on alcohol control in Sierra Leone at the Hill Valley Hotel in Freetown. The engagement is aimed at setting up an alcohol control in Sierra Leone that will provide direction for a comprehensive response to the social, economic, and health consequences from alcohol abuse, with the aim of reducing the incidence of non-communicable diseases. Moses Ojukamara takes up the story.
During the first national consultative meeting on alcohol control, Dr. Santigisi say, Director of Non-Communicable Diseases, said that the misuse of alcohol affects the mental health of an individual and also add to the non-communicable diseases in the country. He intimated the need for a comprehensive alcohol policy as to mitigate the misuse of alcohol because it has a rippling effect on the health of an individual.
We're actually talking about an alcohol control policy. One thing we need to understand is the fact that alcohol, it is illegal. People can consume alcohol. People have the right to consume alcohol. But the fact is, if you abuse alcohol, or you use alcohol abysmally, it can affect your health. It can affect your community. It can affect your neighbors. Therefore, there is need for us as a country to actually have rules and regulations or laws that will reduce the use of alcohol and of course ensure that we reduce the advertising of alcohol and also promotion of alcohol. As it is now in Sierra Leone, we do not have any rules and regulations on the sales and advertising of alcohol. For instance, I can ask my 5-year-old child to go to any nearby shop to buy any form or type of alcohol, irrespective of the percentage of the alcohol level. And that is a recipe for chaos. That can lead children to begin to use alcohol because there must be age limits for you to ask children to buy alcohol or even to use alcohol. Therefore, the policy we think should be a document that will help the ministry or the government of Sierra Leone to reduce most of these problems that are related to abuse of alcohol.
The Executive Director Foundation for Rural and Urban Transformation, Forut, who also doubles as the head of Secretariat Sierra Leone Alcohol Policy Alliance, Biogene Jalo, while speaking to this medium, highlighted that this engagement is the first in reaching a policy that will not just control the use of alcohol, but map the way for its advertising.
Today we are meeting with stakeholders nationally from various parts of the country and representing various agencies, MDAs as well as civil society and traditional leaders to develop a roadmap for developing a national alcohol policy. Over the last 1 year, we had influenced the ministry to integrate alcohol control in the NCD, National Non-Communicable Diseases and Injuries Policy and Strategic Plan, which was launched a week ago, simply because the National Technical Working Group for Alcohol Control recognized that we do not need to develop a separate policy on alcohol control. But when we moved forward in terms of articulating what needs to be in a new alcohol bill, proposal for a new alcohol bill, the Ministry of Justice advised that we need to develop a standing no policy.
She added that lessons have been learned from other neighboring countries such as South Africa, Ghana, Malawi, etc., because they have been in forefront and in the fight for a long time.
Harm from alcohol is one of the key threats to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. While it stands out for Goal 3, which deals with health, we recognize that issues around gender equality has to do with harmful use of alcohol. Issues around ensuring that every child learns has to do with alcohol use or misuse, rather, in the family. Issues, many other issues in the community. The only goal that does not have any implication for alcohol for alcohol control is that which has to do with life underwater. But as long as it deals with life on land, how cities are organized, how cities are free, linking issues to crime in cities, all of these are issues that deal with the harmful use of alcohol.
For Star News in Freetown, I am Moses Ojukama reporting.
Residents of Karibo Village, Falaba District, Northern Sierra Leone, have called on President Julius Matabio for their children to also benefit from the free quality education, as there are no proper school structures in the community, as well as qualified teachers. Let's have the details.
Thousands of children who were expected to benefit from the Free Quality Education Initiative, which started in September 2018 after it was launched at the Miata Conference Hall in Freetown on Monday 20th August 2018, was part of the new government initiatives under the leadership of President Julius Matabio that will ensure increased access to government-assisted schools for all children from pre-primary to senior secondary school levels across the country. But this is not the case for the people of Karimbo Village in Falaba District, Northern Sierra Leone, who are now calling on the government, including non-governmental organizations and civil society, for the free quality education that was launched by President Julius Maada Bio to reach them so that they too can benefit from it. Pastor Rich Samura, chief of the Karimbo village, said the village is deprived in terms of education and healthcare service. He is calling on the government and other civil society organizations for them to address these challenges they are facing.
I don't take 10 years now, but we don't get school now. So pass the NGO then I don't want help. We don't make this papaya now. So we not get school. So now we can't start the school. So now population where they are we go. So we don't get school. We don't get toilet. We not get we not get water well, so we not get school. So we will not be there. So we get that sufferness now this year. So we get bogu population now. So the population bogu, woman and children bogu. So we ask for help now. So now for that way you don't come between. Now the problem this way we get now. So now the water.
Almami Kamara is a community health worker who said that the community is facing a lot of constraints as children will have to walk 7 miles off just to attend school in the nearby village of Beria Timbako. This was how he summarized some of the constraints they are facing.
We don't get nothing. We just begin now for the government help had the school to go before. Then we make this buffer. You don't see that this. What is we don't put on top, and so stick them to the slow. We not going to help it for this school. We let government approve you. The Kura, the main man, the owner, they come to me. One day can help them. No see now stick we got, make bid. We let them begin the slow on top. The buffer they make. What you see now, we government go concern say, go be for help we. Then make we shall continue make this buffer. We want help. That will make this. But the government say they all man go school. They make people contribute for local make this fire.
The Falaba district was created out of Koinadugu district and declared a newly created district by the Sierra Leone's former president, Dr. Anesbai Koroma, and was ratified by the Parliament of Sierra Leone to officially become a district in the same year of 2016. Falaba is one of the 2 newest districts created by the government of Sierra Leone, along with Karina district. For Star News in Freetown, I am Judge Elliot Sam reporting.
That's how we draw the curtains for today's edition of the National News here on Star Television Channel 21. I am Yessi and it's Halloween. Many thanks for watching and do have a nice weekend.